Hi everybody, welcome to Gunpla TV.
Hey guys.
Brought to you by HobbyLink Japan. This is episode 141.
141.
Keep marching on.
We're like soldiers.
That's right.
Super troopers.
Somebody here is super. Somebody here is a trooper. I am both of those.
Talking about super, let's talk about the shirts. The
Yes.
Batik. Is that
The
correct?
The Batik.
Batik from Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Sorry we didn't mention the name before. Slipped my mind.
Yes, we were kind of waiting to the end of the episode to actually discuss them because we wanted people to kind of guess what we were wearing. So a lot of people, of course, they typed in the YouTube comments, "Oh, nice Batik, that's awesome, Indonesia." So then you win something, I don't know.
Yeah, and well, I was voted most sexy in my Balik.
I think they
Wasn't
just
I?
said your shirt looks better. I don't think any notice of the word sexy.
One guy said I look like an ambassador. What does like anyone who wear that shirt look like an ambassador?
Do you find ambassadors sexy?
Yeah.
All right.
Strange enough, I like Sid's coloring, his
Yeah.
shirt, but
Yeah.
you know, hey, where the wind blows.
That's right. Okay.
Now, today's show,
Today,
Sid.
we got kind of an in-depth episode to talk about because we did have the new releases arrive yesterday instead of today, like normal, and that meant we got the Gundam X a day earlier than anticipated, and we busted through it, and I've got it almost assembled here.
Sid busted through it.
So we will talk about the Gundam X in detail, and we'll show it off, and then we'll actually talk about how you construct this little effect here for the X part of the Gundam X.
Cool.
We're going to do a little build type thing.
Actually, there's one thing I'd like to mention
Yes.
before I forget.
Mhm.
We will announce the competition winners next week,
Okay, that's right.
so be ready.
Yes, we are going through the pictures.
As
It's
we
tough.
speak.
I don't like it. 'Cause
Yeah,
as much as I like some things, I have to eliminate them.
oh, there's some amazing stuff
I
there.
know.
But I guess we have a couple of pre-orders we need to show.
Yes, they just went up on our site yesterday. You
Yeah.
want to talk about those?
Yep, let's do that.
All right, let's start with the newest one. These are both, of course, from the Gundam Build Fighters
Mhm.
in HG. So the first one is the Gundam X Dark Matter. What do you think, Ryan?
I think it looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it's
like the colors.
It doesn't look like an Exia when I first saw it. I was like, this is supposed to be an Exia because we know that Exia is so like thin and streamlined and it doesn't really have any excess.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the dark matter here, with that huge thing on its back there, you know, the embellished toes on the blade and stuff. I kind of like it, although I don't really see the Exia resemblance.
No, but it looks nice. I mean,
Yeah,
it looks like
it's going to be
looks
cool,
like a fun
and
kit.
if Bandai decides to put this out in an MG form,
Yeah,
it's going to be quite the kit, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do we have? This one's
Miss Pac-Man.
opinions are divided on this guy
Yes, the Miss
or
Sazabi.
girl. This is the Miss Sazabi, so I'm taking it this is supposed to be a female version of that awesome giant red.
It's not the
clunky machine.
MISS Sazabi.
I miss Sazabi. I can see the resemblance to Sazabi, that's for sure.
So they're related, like brother and sister, or is
No,
this
I
like
think
girlfriend?
I don't know. I haven't seen the episode with this.
Did they get divorced and she became a miss again? Like,
But she has a Sazabi name. I don't know what's happening.
complicated.
I know that it is quite a radical departure from the Sazabi that we are used to seeing, but the resemblance is still there. You do know it's a Sazabi, but like I said, the reactions are mixed for this kit. I think some people really like it, and some people who are more, how do you say, classic in nature, they prefer the...
But no, just hold
the
on,
normal
just so
Sazabi.
I understand. This is a kit for a girl.
It was built by a girl to be used in competitions, I think, because you know that
Okay.
anime, they build their kits and
Okay.
compete with them. Yeah, so I can see why some people, don't like it. They're
I'm
being
interested
purists.
to hear what other people think.
Yeah, let us know what you guys
know,
think about.
Are we totally wrong?
the
Is this
Sazabi.
not a miss, but a MISS? Like, is this an abbreviation for some military standard?
It's the Mrs. Sabi, that's all you need to know.
Okay. Do they get married and divorced? Are they related? Like, I need to know this information.
I keep saying Mrs. Sabi, but I want to say Mississauga because there's a town in Ontario in Canada called Mississauga, and every time I try to say Mississauga, in my head I'm saying Mississauga. But anyway, yeah, let us know what you think about this and the Exia Dark Matter, for that matter, and we'll see what the opinions are. All right, so that's it for future releases. I'm sure there's going to be more coming. You know.
Oh, yeah.
We still have to see some like March and April release kits. Now let's talk about what just came in
Yes.
a day early.
Mm-hmm.
And let's start with the BB, the SD. We got the new
BB.
Gundam here. And I still am appreciating seeing new Gundam kits because of course the titanium finish new and the new version Ka. Those are great kits. I really like the suit and to see another new
I have a
treat.
question
Yes.
though. So BB Gundams come from Mr. and Mrs. Sazabi?
Yes.
That's what's going on
Mr.
here?
and Mrs. Sazabi, when they really love each other.
Make BB Gundams.
Okay. So, well,
And when things go wrong, they get SD Gundams. Anyway, sorry, Sid.
STD guns.
STD Gundams.
Okay.
I particularly like this kit.
Yes, and it's good to see them doing it again because the original BB new is quite old, quite old. But we're not gonna open the box because it's just an SD. But you can see, you know, this guy actually.
I think it's an amazing SD.
quite-
I mean,
quite
you
a
get
bit
a
of
lot of
quite a bit of work.
stuff going on.
Yeah, and yeah, new fans. There you go. There's another new in the family.
Sweet.
The SD, the BB. Now, normally this is the part of the show where we show the MG for the month.
Yes.
Which this month there is too. Well, we're going to show the Gundam X in detail, so I'm not going to pull out the box or anything. I'm going to hand over to you, Ryan, because you got a new kit there.
Yeah, the Dougram,
Dogram.
however you want to pronounce it, let me know.
Yeah.
But this is a new kit from Max Factory.
That's
the
right.
first kit from these guys. Normally they do like anime
They do the
figures.
Figmas.
Figmas.
Yeah, Figmas are all
Pretty
from
good
Max Factory.
stuff. Now, this is from an anime in the 1980s.
Yes.
Fang of the Sun Dougram.
Fang of the Sun Dogram.
Yes. Now, if you guys have watched
Fan
the show,
of
let
the
us know.
Dendrobium.
Fan of Dougram. That's what I would have called it. Anyway.
I know when we went to the model show last year, across from the Kotobukiya booth where they were building that big Godzillas, they had this enormous display for just this one model. They had this like I think it was like 15-foot high image, like posters all around the booth, and then nothing, just a guy standing there, and you went inside and they had like 3 or 4 different versions of that all painted.
And this is the first.
Yeah.
This is 01.
It looks kind of cool.
Yeah. So let me pop the box open.
Sure.
And let's take a look.
Okay.
Okay, so here we have the combat armor. I'm going to call him Dougie.
Dougie.
Dougie. My good
Nice.
buddy Dougie.
My good buddy Doug. Everybody knows a Doug,
Yeah,
right?
everyone knows Doug. So, what does Doug got in the box? Well, actually, Doug is not a complicated beast, I'm afraid.
That's right. All the Dougs I know are pretty simple guys.
He's a very simple guy.
But likable.
Simpler times. That's kind of a big weapon. Is that a sword?
It's going to be part of something mounted on his back, right?
But you know, this looks pretty straightforward. Let's have a look at the stickers.
Now, the question for me is, well, we get the sticker shot, is, you know, we know what plastic comes in Bandai kits, you know? We know how it is, how it works, how it feels. And we know Kotobukiya now, how the plastic feels. A Max Factory kit, I have no experience with. I wonder what that plastic is going to be.
Every time I hear Max Factor, I think of Max Factor. You know the company that does makeup?
Yes.
Max Factor.
I don't know anything about makeup, Ryan.
okay.
I've heard you do.
But there is a girl here. You see, there's I can't make her out, but she's
wearing
pretty
makeup?
cute.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think she's wearing Max Factor.
Okay,
Actually.
good.
But yeah, this is the manual. Oh, it's in color.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Oh yeah. Actually, that's pretty easy to read.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Okay.
So there we
Plus
go.
1 point for Max Factory model kits right there.
Oh,
I
actually,
like
that's
that.
a nice page.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks, you know, if you weather it up a bit, it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty good in these images.
Yeah.
So once somebody gets it together, can actually suggest you know how it is, how they find it, because it all comes down to the fit of the parts and the feel of the plastic, right?
Absolutely. Okay, Sid. Well, that's the Dougram.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I got X, baby.
We got this a bit earlier, yeah?
Well,
Slightly
it's
earlier.
not like we got a sneak peek like we do with the build strike. What happens is Bandai decided that they wanted the 31st to be the release date of the Gundam X, the street release date, and normally we get the stuff 2 days before. So while Bandai's normal schedule is get it on the stores on a Saturday, this time with 31st fell on a Friday. And they said rather than having, say, maybe 3 PGs in February or 3 MGs in February, let's put 2 in January and 2 in February. So we got this guy basically the last day of the month is his release date. So a day before we start shooting, we got this, and this is what I've done so far. And we'll talk about it.
It's done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the build, how it went, and some things I liked, maybe didn't like. And then we'll actually talk about putting together the X part of the Gundam X.
The X.
And try to get it finished here on the show.
Sweet.
Okay, so allow me room to prepare my working area. All right, I've got the Gundam X right here, already built. The mobile suit part is already built, but I left the X part of it to the end. I wanted to show you guys how Bandai did that. But as you can see, it's kind of a smaller size MG, like if I compare it to the other most recent kit. It's a little bit smaller, kind of like where this is seat, this would be wing. the wing size. But it's still really solid. There's not a lot of small parts. In fact, it seems they did away with some of the more finicky small parts in the frame, and it functions really well. It's really flexible. It's really articulated, which is good. It doesn't have, you know, the new kind of ankles that we talked about on the Build Strike, but even without them, it's still able to get, you know, some good poses here. One aspect I like about the X is you can see this effect part here, the transparent purple. You find it on the side of the arms here. You find it on the side of the legs, skirts as well, so all down the side. And even this is all one piece running in the shoulder here. You actually build the shoulder around that transparent part. It's pretty cool. And there's some here as well. The cockpit does open. Here he comes. Actually pops up and opens. Easy enough to close. These parts here, I should warn everybody, these are the Vulcan, the chest of Vulcans, but this is actually one part, and it is very small. So when you're trying to put it in, you have to get it in just the right position. Otherwise, it's going to be at an angle, and you'll push and it'll go flying off. So be careful. I advise everybody to put this lower one in first, and then put the top one in, because if you do it the other way, you might not have enough room with your finger to push it in. But for the most part, yeah, it's pretty good. You do have a hatch on the back here for you to mount your gun if he's not holding it in his hands. And one thing I'll show you with the leg, which I thought was kind of cool. I'll pull this off, and I'll pull off the foot here. Go. This ankle assembly, it swings around here, independent of the other armor, so you get a lot of movement in there. And you can see that the polycap is kind of actually recessed in there. Normally the polycap would be right at the very end of the armor. This one, they kind of allow you to sink it in there. There we go. Drop it in. Which means this part, it will move as well. Sorry. To accommodate some movement when you're bending the ankle. So
it seems like ankles are the big thing for these MGs.
I think when they want to give you this kit that's really articulate with this posable frame, that they need to take ankles into consideration a lot, because if your hips can do this huge wide stance, but your ankle can't support that same thing,
it looks weird.
You're not going to be able to actually stand up. So I'm actually seeing these new kind of designs on the ankles is a good thing. And this part, it does move a little bit to accommodate, you know, the foot swinging forward and back. So, you know, that's good. I'm an ankle man. And now I'll talk about the back here. You can see that generally it's a symmetrical shape. This part can move. It's made to move. This part moves as well, and there's actually two down here. So you can start plugging in the connector for the X's into any one of these, or, you know, drop in the satellite cannon, I believe it's called, that big gun, but I haven't assembled it yet, unfortunately. So what I wanted to do here on the show is actually talk about the X part of it, because I was wondering, you know, when we first saw this at the expo, this effect here, it's like, what is this? Is this an effect piece? Is it a sticker? You know, what are we actually seeing here for these solar panels? Because nuclear power is bad, apparently. And I've assembled 3 of them, and I've saved the 4th one until the end. So we're going to actually assemble this on the show. And I thought, maybe it's a sticker. I got to line it up properly. It's going to be difficult. Is it going to be two-sided or one-sided? And it turns out that all that concern was not really necessary, because what did I get? I basically got I got this paper. It's not even a sticker. It's just a thick piece of paper. You can just kind of pull it off.
Oh, that's much easier.
Yes, and bend it around. Don't worry about having to line it up and stick it anywhere. Just you just drop it in like this, and depending on the light, it can get very shiny.
Yeah,
it is. It's actually kind of cool.
Whoa.
And to finish it off, it's just a matter of putting on this clear part. Cut off a couple extra nubs here that they include, and you can see in there that the surface is meant to refract the light in different ways. So it's going to reflect this and refract it. Look at all these words here. And drop it in there like so. So here we go. Now I got a nub. Damn you, nub. Let me take care of that really quickly. Okay. So here's my Gundam X parts. Just like so. And this part you just plug in from the bottom. And these things are in different positions depending on which side you build. So you can actually put them on like this. Connect and they're together. And then you can swing them and open them. So that's what you got. Basically, these four here that you have, they connect to the X via this piece. It's just meant to plug into the back here, so you drop them on like so. This as well. So you see it opens and closes. It's nice and snug there actually. It's pretty good. And the other side as well. We'll plug these in. And there it is. So it's meant now, it can be in whichever configuration you want, just to plug into the back of the kit here. And when you want to it to open, you swing these around like so, and you can see that this part is facing the back. Well, you just kind of swing it.
Huh.
Yeah. So very simple and yet very effective. And these parts are kind of light, so you're not going to have to worry too much about, you know, the weight of this backpack causing it to fall over backwards. Well, you might have to worry about the beam satellite cannon or whatever that thing is. That thing's monstrous. I haven't even got to that yet because it's the last thing you build in the model. But for now, here's the Gundam X. Now I'm going to put him to the side here. And I'll take this opportunity to show you all the markings you get. Now these are all that realistic type sticker that first started coming out with the real grades.
Yeah.
Someone noted that, you know, we haven't seen dry transfers in the last couple of MGs, and that is the case with the Gundam X as well. There's no dry transfers for this kit, and I don't know if that means that Bandai's kind of given up on that and hopes to move to the sticker, or as part of their sales department, maybe they're going to do away with dry transfers so that they can sell you water slides decals. I don't know. I don't know Bandai's thoughts on that, but for this kit and the build strike before it, there were no dry transfers. And I'll show you this as well. First off, there's that cool effect part for the sword. That's pretty cool. You assemble the handle, but that's not done yet because I haven't got that far. Here is the beam shield rifle. Check this out. It's got a handle. It's got a scope. Now these hands are swappable just like all the other wing kits and seat kits, so you'll build it on there. But what if he's just needs a shield? What if he doesn't need his gun? Well, you push the sight in and you pop open this, and there it is.
Booyah.
Booyah, just like that. It's a shield, but no, it's not a shield, it's a gun.
It's a shotgun.
No, it's a shield. No, it's a gun.
I've lost respect for that guy.
Shield. It is cool. I actually kind of dig this design. I think.
Yeah, that's actually a very good idea.
Other Gundams should have this kind of thing, that hidden gun type shield combo. Okay, now at the start of the show, you may have seen this guy floating around, and there's a reason for that. You know, of course we had him on the show last week, but there's one aspect of the build strike that I didn't show last week because I wanted to show this week when the Gundam X arrived. Now, moving these guys out of the way, I will grab the manual, the photocopy of the manual that came with my copy of the build strike, and on the very last page here, page 22, near the back of the manual, they tell you that using this supplied set of adapter parts that come with the build strike, you can stick that build strike backpack on other kits. And the very bottom one here says you can put the build strike backpack onto the Gundam X. So actually I want to give that a try on the show here. It says that I just need to pop off this backpack here, but it would be the entirety of it, not just the X part. It would be the whole thing. So I'm left with that, and then I just need to grab. It says part 17 and 28. It says okay, so this is easy enough. 17 is the big one. I didn't show this last week because I was waiting for a sample, but this part here, you can see all these kind of grooves in here. You can mix and match these other adapter parts, and you can see these little 4 pegs sticking out here. They'll fit anywhere in here, so you can use these adapter parts any way you like. So I think it's part number 20 actually. You can see the connector here, which looks like it should go in the back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that looks good. I'll pop this out, and I will plug it in this way. Parts at the bottom. So we'll put it right in the middle. Oh, that's easy enough to put together. We'll put it here like this now. I'm left with something that looks like that. So now, with this adapter on the back, does that mean that I can put on this backpack? Well, we're about to find out.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, I haven't done this, so if I mess it up on the show, I'm sure everybody in internet land will correct me. But let's see what we can do here. Quick transformation. We'll plug it in there. Yes, I see what you're doing there. Ding. It kind of hangs a little bit out the back there, but you can see that Bandai is planning for you to have the ability to use your Gunpla Build Fighters backpacks on a variety of other MG kits. And unfortunately, it's too heavy for this little guy to hold, being that he's a smaller MG, but I do have my adapter stand here that came with the Build Strike, so I'm going to stick him on here. And there you go. There's my Gundam X Build Strike full package. All right, that's going to wrap up the brief look at the Gundam X. A lot of people, I think they probably already paid for their shipping. You know, it's on the way to them, guys. I'm happy for you. It's a good kit.
Let us know.
Let us know. I'm sure there's some people who might have already finished building it if they managed to pick it up soon enough.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think. Post in the HobbyLink TV groups, the Master Grade Sky group. Let us know what you think of the Gundam X Master Grade. Now, Ryan, I'm going to cut this off. We're done here with the Gundam X for now. Normally, this is the time we do comments.
Yes.
But last week, you asked a specific question.
About the Nutcracker.
About Nutcracker. Do you want to take that?
I will take that.
Okay.
Now, you guys knew I was doing the Mac Nutcracker, and I ran into some problems where I'd sprayed on the runner, and then I was having to glue a lot of small pieces, and it would involve a lot of sanding and sticking, and you know, and I had lost faith. Like, I was ready to throw my hat in and just say whatever. But I had some comments, and they kind of inspired me, especially this one here.
Okay.
Hey Ryan, your Mac kit isn't ruined. That's what I needed to hear. You
can stop now.
You'll have to paint the nubs, obviously, but as for the rest, use the skills you learned from the phalanx and battle damage and weather it. Enamel washes and dry brushing will bring out the details. Use rust, gunmetal, aluminium, and chrome silver paint, and it'll look amazing. As for the smaller parts, I know how you can get them in without ruining the paint. If I'm seeing it correctly, there are holes in the plastic to help you align the small pieces. What you can do is put the small pieces in their hole, then glue the underside of the main piece. I do it with tanks, and it hasn't let me down so far. Nice shirt, by the way. Yeah, look, I'm after reading this, and there's a couple more I want to talk about. I was like, yeah, I can put this guy together badly, but then I can just, you know, go to town on battle damage.
Okay, but I want to go back to what he's saying about not having to like scrape that paint away from where you want to glue it. From what I understand, what he said is that when you insert the piece, say, into the hole that it's supposed to go in, from the back you put the glue in, and that will hold it on the back side of it instead of having to put glue on the surface that you've already painted. That's a really good idea, actually.
That makes sense.
I wish I had probably tried that a couple times with my painted Lamborghini.
Next is from Rarity. Yep. Okay, that's a tricky problem there, Ryan. Maybe you could try this. Look for floor polish called Future.
The Future solution.
It can hold the part in place and won't eat the pen, though usually it's used to make a clear coat over transparent pieces, e.g. plain canopies. It can be used as a sort of glue. I did not know that. I'd heard about the plain canopy thing.
I'd heard a lot about Future all the time because people like to use it in airbrushes to do top coats. Depending on the amount you mix it, you can get a really, really, really gloss coat because you know it's floor polish. You can get a really, really shiny gloss coat, or you can kind of dial it down, get a semi-gloss kind of look. But I had not heard of it being used as some kind of adhesive or cement.
Yeah. Amazing.
So, yeah. To the internet.
Future.
I need it.
Future is amazing.
Yeah.
Next is from Evil Carrot. Hey Ryan, if you want to strip the paint, try using oven cleaner. This is if I wanted to remove all the paint. A cheap brand should do. Just put the parts you want to strip in a watertight container like a freezer bag, spray over cleaner on the parts and seal the bag and let it soak for an hour or two. You can wriggle the bag a few times so the cleaner reaches every nook and cranny. Afterwards, use the running water and an old toothbrush to clean off what's left. Be sure to wear rubber gloves though, because the oven cleaner is caustic. You don't want the stuff on your skin. The cleaner I use doesn't even eat the plastic, but you may want to try it on some old runners first, just in case.
Good idea. I've heard of, for example, Windex or window cleaner or dish detergent being used to strip paint away. You know, it's the first time I've heard of oven cleaner. But we might have a problem here, Evil Carrot, because they don't have ovens in this country.
Yeah, I got a microwave oven.
We got a Denchi range, an electric range, and you get this like gas-fed. What would you call it? You turn on the gas, a little flame comes out. It's like I've been camp. It's like I've gone camping.
No.
We don't actually have real ovens.
Yeah, oven cleaner. I haven't seen that actually.
No.
But what I
Please
would
send
like.
all shipments of oven cleaner to.
Another thing is time factor. I just recently moved last weekend, so I'm still setting up. But look, after reading these guys' comments, the game is not lost.
Yeah, I mean, you just moved to a new place. It's bigger. Maybe you can get an oven, which would mean you would need oven cleaner.
Or I might have a space for a desk where I can actually do modeling on.
Maybe.
Which would
gotta
be a
find
change.
Time now.
Yeah, time.
Unpack all your boxes.
But yeah, thanks guys. Like really, you gave me some faith because I really thought some hope, some faith. But
the internet brings people together.
Yeah. Oh my god. The internet. Anyway, comments. Okay, let's get back.
All right.
Dollys Onaga. This is from YouTube. I think this is Robert. You know our good buddy Robert who does all the Gundam reviews.
184.
He says, incorrectly, that Robert was fired from HLJ for not doing his reviews. You know, Robert is a busy guy who has a daytime job, and I've chatted to him, and you know he's going to be back. You know, he's just crazy busy at the moment. That's it. You know?
If you're the kind of guy like Robert who reviews every kit he can get his hands on, and when it comes to the end of the year, November, December, January, like the workload that you put in front of yourself is substantial. And at that time of the year when you're supposed to be trying to travel and get back to see family, whatever else you may be doing, I know it's tough for me to get.
And I think his job maybe this time of year is at its busiest. That's what I've heard.
He's like me, maybe.
Yeah. Next, Spartan Prime 227CO. Hey, can anyone tell me if this Build Strike is a good kit to be my first? And can you also tell me how long it takes to ship to Canada? Well, shipping is based on the method you choose, yeah?
Of course, and usually there's an estimate on the site saying how long it takes.
Yeah, it'll tell you. The site will tell you, but Sid will tell you whether this kit is good as a first build.
Yeah, there's not anything fundamentally wrong with it that you will need to fix. Like some of the older MGs or HG or kits in general, they had issues, parts not fitting properly or whatever else. But any of the recent newer kits out of the box are fine and look great, of course. And
it's not difficult. Like there's no complicated
there's no real
frames or anything, is there?
And if this is your first kit, once you put this together, you'll be able to go to almost any other master grade kit and have an idea right away of just how it goes together.
You'll be a master.
Aside from the transforming kits, which are a different animal. But
yeah,
it's not a bad choice. If you like the suit, go for it.
Buy it from us. Next.
Yes.
The Gemini is Mind, or Geminis Mind. Can anyone shed some light on the Metal Build series?
They're made of metal. And,
yes.
Yeah, we
mostly
showed the
metal.
Destiny. We showed the X,
Very nice, very expensive.
Very expensive.
Very expensive.
I think you need to take into consideration that it's not meant to compare to a kind of plastic model. Like it's not a model kit. It's not something you put together, you assemble. It is built for you, made to look as excellent as it can right out of the box. You might have to like put a couple pieces on just that were taken off during shipping so that everything's safe. But you know, it's just it's art. Like you get it, you can pose it, and then you just put it there and you look at it and you go, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's an action figure, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I think 2 episodes ago, Sid popped one out of the box. So,
Yeah,
you know, make sure you
Destiny.
check out that episode and you'll find more about the Metal Destiny. These things are amazing. If you can afford it, get it.
Yeah.
Next.
And don't wait because they never come back around.
Yeah. Pablo 944T. Hey guys, I was wondering if you will show off the 1/100th Metal Gear Ray by Kotobukiya when it comes out in April. I've mine pre-ordered regardless, but I'm sure there are those who are on the fence or may not even know of this kit.
Yes, this is something I do want to show. When the previous Metal Gear from Kotobukiya came out, way back when, maybe 6 or 7 months now. That's another kit I wanted to get in the show, but time constraints made that pretty difficult. But the Ray I saw when we got the news from Kotobukiya and we put it up on our site, I saw the images and I thought,
And you're a big Metal Gear guy.
I did play a fair amount of Metal Gear in my day.
We have 2 of these. We have the kit, but we also have the $400 sculpted thing, which is also crazy. But I'm interested to see this. When it comes in, we'll pop it up in the box and we'll try see what we can do with it. Actually, that Dougram There'll probably be a review of it up in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I mean, if you're sitting on the fence with that kit, make sure you check out our site.
Mm-hmm.
Next, the Vizio Red, double D.
Visored?
Visored.
I don't know.
Hey guys, really love this show. I'm a newbie in Gunpla and just finished my first kick, the RG Destiny.
That's a good kit
Yeah.
for the first one. Maybe
sure.
a little tough. RG is your first kit?
Wow.
You got balls.
You didn't say balls, did you? Said
Not at all,
And
stones.
notice that some of the sticker decals go over gaps and uneven surfaces that leave air bubbles under the stickers. My question is, can I use mark softener on stickers to make them properly fit onto the gaps and uneven surfaces? Thanks.
Yeah, some people have used mark softener to kind of get it to adhere, or you can maybe put the mark softener onto the model kit and not the decal, like put it on the model kit first and then put the decal on and kind of push it down. What I do when I'm doing stickers for my RGs though, is I take a toothpick and a Q-tip. I know there's another name for Q-tip, but I would
Earbud.
Earbud, maybe. Can't use a brand name on the show. But what I do with that Q-tip, that cotton swab, that earbud, is I really am very aggressive with it. But because it's cotton, it's soft, it's not going to tear the decal, and you can actually really kind of push that decal down into the crevices in the surface, like you mentioned. And if there's an instance of a sticker going across like a seam where like two parts put together, get your design knife and go very carefully, and you can actually cut that sticker after you've got it in place. Cut it just so that it will kind of drop down into that gap, and then again get on there with that.
The secret is
Q-tip
aggression,
swab.
it seems.
I find aggressiveness solves most of my problems, Ryan.
That's good.
Yeah.
Works with kits as well.
Yes.
That's all the comments for today.
Okay.
Just again, next week we'll announce the winners. Just to remind everyone, we have a YouTube channel, a Facebook, a blog, blog groups. So please, contact us.
Yes.
Let us know how you're doing.
Yep.
And that's all I need to say.
Good. Okay. Well, I will say that when people start watching this episode, it'll be up in February.
Yes.
And February is the big month for MG, the first half of the year, because we get the Phoenix, that gold-plated Phoenix. And I don't know the exact release date yet because I go off of Bandai site. But once I know that, we're going to start planning the episode revolving around the Phoenix. So look forward to that.
The Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Not the
It will
phalanx
rise.
or anything, just the Phoenix.
Nope, it's the Phoenix according to Bandai and
Phoenix.
how they spelled it.
The Phoenix.
The Phoenix rises. Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah, tomatoes, decals, decals.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Pronunciation. Okay.
Okay.
We'll see you guys later.
See ya.